Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It is Bianca here, and in today's video I am working with Jerusalem. He is nervous and spooky today only because the water was melting from the snow and it was trickling down on the indoor arena, which is very loud, and he needed to work on his desensitization. So I tried my best to get him to not be spooky. And of course, as you see there, he gave me a kick, and I want him to know that that's not acceptable. So I decided to lunge him a little bit while I was there, and I left my locker key in my home. So I had to use somebody else's lead rope. I did not have an access to my halter or lunge line, which is pretty sad. But other than that, I wanted Jerusalem to know that he needed to pay attention and not kick. He did kick out another time, but that will be shown later on in the video. Other than that, he did pretty well. The major thing was that as time went on, he decided to get more nervous about where he was instead of actually calming down. He really just wanted to be with his friends, but I used this opportunity for a great desensitization task for us. He was just sniffing around the indoor arena, and he was also whinnying and calling out to his friends. He really wasn't super spooky until he saw we were outside and he saw a couple other horses leave the arena. So he was like, wait, there's horses. So he was just more focused on trying to get back to his friends, and he really wasn't paying attention to me that much. But I did not want to punish him for not being able to focus on me, because he was thinking about a couple of other things, and he's just a horse that does not have the confidence. So me and my trainer have been working with him to try to build his confidence. He is so much better when it's like not windy or loud noises and stuff. So he's pretty good with that. So I just try to walk him around the arena, just have him look at different things, just so he can just get used to the sights and the sounds in the indoor arena, because our indoor arena is not really good for all weather, because when it rains, it sounds like you have on a radio at maxed, like the maxed volume. So it's very loud. But I was just getting him to back up and try to pay more attention to me a couple of times. So I would not wiggle the lead rope that was attached to the halter. I would just wiggle the bottom part of it, because I'm not really into nagging a horse about anything. But he did very well to pay attention to that, despite him being super nervous. And I was just trying to get him to be more comfortable with me, and to know that even though he's away from his friends, I will make sure that he will be okay. And he did pretty well, despite his attention being on the sounds and the mirrors. So he's just looking at himself in the mirrors and just getting scared of different things. So, but he's trying, and he's willing to figure stuff out. So he's doing the best that he can. So here I'm walking him around in a circle, and I take him back to the mirror because he was kind of iffy about the mirror. He was like, oh my gosh, who is that? There's a horse there. I don't understand. So I take him to go see the mirror so he can look at his handsome, cute little self. And he kind of felt a little bit better when he was looking at himself in the mirror, until he realized that it was him. So he wasn't like, oh my gosh, it's another horse, but it's me looking at myself through the mirror. But I do continue to go around the indoor arena, and he's just calling and calling and calling. So I was able to use my trainer's longer lead rope so I can just try to walk him around because he had so much nervous energy that he just needed to get rid of. And it really didn't do much, but still I do hope that in a way he gets more confident by doing things by himself. We are going to try to bring Oliver in the indoor because Oliver is really not afraid of the sound of the rain trickling, just to help him build up more of his confidence. Because my trainer did walk Jerusalem around the arena this day also, and he was super spooky and nervous with her as well. So it's just going to take a bit more time for his confidence to be built up. But he was a good boy, and he did eat some carrots that I had with me, but he did eventually just bite the carrot and just spit it back out because he was so scared. And at the end of the session, I just saw him, his heart beating through his neck. And so right here, I'm trying to get him to look at me in his right eye, which he's very reluctant and spooky for me to be on his right side and his right eye. So I just keep asking him to go out, to look at me in the right eye, to know that he is okay. It takes a bit of time, but he eventually does get it. Just trying to be patient with him, not trying to pull on the rope and make him, just feel like he has to rear or something. But at least he is yielding his hindquarters, but he is very, very scared of doing things on his right side when all he hears is just noise, noise, noise. But he does eventually get it here, and he just wanted to trot. So I'm just like, okay, if you want to trot, we can trot. And here he goes, gives another protest kick. And it was so funny because I just felt the wind pass by me. I was like, oh, that's a nice kick. So I was working him and decided to get him to trot more, because if you kick at me, you're going to have to work a lot harder. And when he has to work hard, he does not like it. So I'm just trying to get him to trot, saying, hey, you do not kick. If you kick at me or do anything negative, you're going to have to work for it. So that's what I did. And he could see a couple other horses that were out in the field outside of the indoor arena gate. And he wanted to try to pay attention to them as well. But he did okay in this session of me trying to lunge him. If the water wasn't coming down on the sides of the tin indoor arena, he would have been either tin or like metal sheets, but he would have been a lot better. He would have been okay about it, because if a lot of things are going around, he gets really, really, really scared. But he did eventually get better when I took him back to the field, but he was just so like, oh my gosh, I'm not enjoying this. I'm scared. But he did pay attention to me a couple times. He was willing to come into me and just walk around. So he was just a very good boy, and I'm going to try to continue to do this with him in the arena while the water is coming down on the sides, to help him build more confidence. And here I grabbed my crop and I tied a plastic bag to it. And surprisingly, he was not scared of it at all. He did not care about the plastic bag, which is surprising because any other time he would just be scared of like a branch laying on the ground. But plastic bag, no problem. He was not afraid of it. He was just like, why is this crazy human flapping around a plastic bag like this? But I just wanted to see how he did in a stressful, scary situation, and he handled it pretty well. When I can try this out in the round pen, when the round pen decides to stop being a sheet of ice. I'm gonna try this with him again, but I did introduce it to him and try to get him to smell it and just rub it around his blanket and his legs, and he just did not care at all. He was just like, "You think this plastic bag is gonna scare me? No, everything else is." So I was proud of him and surprised, and I only did this for like maybe 2, 3, 4 minutes, just so I wouldn't just add on that stress of him being there with like the plastic bag. But he was just getting so nervous, and I was just trying to just make him calmer, but he was just like, I think it's time to go back for friends. So he just wanted to walk away and just keep moving his feet. He didn't really want to stand anywhere, but he did stand when I asked him to. And he was just a good boy through the whole bag situation. He just didn't care about it being on his ears, in his face, on his legs, on his back. He did have a couple of nervous poos, like 3 of them, because he was like so scared. So I just didn't want him to just continue to be scared. And he's just like, there's a bag in my face and I don't care. I was so surprised. Like, I definitely thought that the noisy arena would have been like like he would have been more spooky with the bag and the arena, but it's so interesting when horses choose what they are and they aren't scared of things. Like, I'm scared of a shadow, but not a plastic bag. And here, I'm not asking him to do anything at all. He just wanted to lunge and walk around me, so I just stood there and let him walk around in circles around me. But I do eventually take him back outside to go with his friends. I wanted him to cool down a little bit just to work off all that trotting he did, even though he did decide that he wanted to trot without me asking. So I did my best to try to get him to stay at a walk just so he would not be sweaty. I will hopefully have another video out to see his progress with desensitization soon. So please stay tuned and like, subscribe, and comment down below if you have any questions or any video suggestions that you would like to see. Please check me out on TikTok and Instagram if you want to get updates about the boys. But thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.